Yep. And give a big round of applause for Tracy, everybody. So we're just going to have the kids come in, and they'll be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Guys, is this the best fire prevention assembly ever? Could everybody please rise and join Miss Brown's class in the Pledge of Allegiance? Stand up, everybody. There you go. Stand up. We're going to do the pledge. Stand up. Put your right hand up in the air. That's this one. Okay, put your right hand over your heart. The flag's right over here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us in a moment of silence. Okay, and you may be seated. Thank you so much, Ms. Brown's class. Excellent job at the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to introduce everybody to our Pequannock Strings performers. For over 25 years, Windsor Public Schools has offered the opportunity for students to study the violin, the cello, and string bass in a Suzuki-based string orchestra program. Our strings program starts at first grade and culminates in the Windsor High School Symphony Orchestra. Strings players have performed at numerous events and concerts throughout the community, including the Windsor Senior Center, district art shows, nursing homes, and a district strings concert. For your listening pleasure, you'll be hearing 2 pieces today. 2 of my favorites, Chicken on a Fence Post and Monkey Song. Enjoy. Could I have another big round of applause for Mrs. Luan, Addison, Isabella, Amar, Oscar, and Caitlin? Didn't they do an incredible job, everybody? At this time, could I please have Superintendent Dr. Craig Cook come up for welcoming remarks?
Thank you, Principal Mihalko. Welcome to Windsor and welcome to Pequannock School. We are thrilled to have you here today. Under normal circumstances, we would also have our choir perform. And in lieu of our choir, I'm going to ask our previous principal, Miss Tracy Peterson, to sing the Pequannock Welcome Song. I've asked Tracy if maybe she can go in the back here and find 12 feet of space. If have people just move slightly away from her, we got to make sure we are following guidelines for singing of the Pequannock School Song.
We welcome you to Pequannock School. We welcome you to Pequannock School. We welcome you to Pequannock School, the greatest school around. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our school. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our school. We welcome you to Pequannock School. We welcome you to Pequannock School. We welcome you to Pequannock School, the greatest school around. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our school. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our school.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you for indulging me in that piece there. So one of the things we say in Windsor quite often is welcome, and the other thing that's said quite often is that Pequannock School is the greatest school around, and it's often said by the staff here, and that's really why it is. It is a beautiful school, as you've seen. It's really just a beautiful spot in northwestern Windsor, and we're so proud of it. But also, the staff here is amazing. You're going to see that for two particular people today. I am bound to not release really our reason for being here, but I do want to take a minute just to introduce some people that won't be introduced later. One that will actually speak later is the president of our Board of Education, Leonard Lockhart. We have our vice president with us today, David Fury. Board member Jim Ristis. Board member Brian Bosch. And my board has a habit of sneaking in the back. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So that's great. We have them as well. We have some district administrators that are also with us. Dr. Santasha Oliver, our director of curriculum instruction. Danielle Batchelder, our business manager. Dr. Trell Hill is here somewhere. Soon to be interim superintendent next week, or 2 weeks from now. Noah Delhidi, our STEM director. And we have many other important guests who will be introduced later on, so I don't want to take too much time. But without further ado, I want to continue this of showing why Pequannock School is the greatest school around. It's my great pleasure as superintendent of schools to introduce our governor, Governor Ned Lamont.
Hey, well, thank you, Craig. And normally when you say we're the greatest school around 5 times, I think you're not being very modest. But I got to tell you, when you have the 2 best teachers in the state, right here, best paraeducator, best teacher of the year, right here at one school, that tells you we're something special. And I'll tell you, since Connecticut has the best schools, something special. That's it. You know how important that is? Yeah, come on. And by the way, I'm not that modest myself. I think we have the best schools in the world here in Connecticut, so that means we have the 2 best teachers in the world right here at Pequannock School. I love it. I'll get a chance to speak in a minute. I just was driving over here. I was just thinking about the teachers have meant something to me when I was just a little bit older than you. By the way, string quintet, you really nailed it. That was something. That was really nice. And I don't remember all my teachers, but I remember a couple of my teachers like yesterday. And yesterday was about 60 years ago, by the way. And, you know, that was Mr. Gay, my third grade teacher, and Mr. Bartlett, my history teacher. And what I loved about them was I remember them as people. I remember them not just that Mr. Gay taught me math and multiplication tables. Mr. Bartlett taught me history and American history and made it real and said why it's relevant to me. But I also remember them as people and somebody I could identify with. And I think that's part of what's being really special about a teacher is being able to identify with the kids and have them identify with you. I was thinking a little bit that these two guys, Mr. Gay and Mr. Bartlett, were both guys, white guys, and like me, so maybe I was able to empathize. I love the fact that our Teacher of the Year and Educator of the Year represent the amazing diversity of our amazing state, so that every single kid looks up and they know, I can do that too, I can be a teacher, I can identify, and he or she identifies with me. And, you know, with that, I just want to say how proud I am. Look, I saw you. You guys were so happy to be back in school, weren't you? That's what you told me. You gave me the thumbs up. You all gave me the thumbs up. A chance to be with your friends, a chance to be with the Teacher of the Year, and a thanks, just a chance to keep learning. And I know this is a little weird, but it's also normal, and you've never known anything else. And this will be behind us soon. In the meantime, life goes on. Your education is too precious, and I'm glad not only is it not being wasted, you're being taught by the best teacher in the world. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Governor. And Principal Mihalko, when those teacher request lists come out next year, I think you're going to have some quite a few stacks of paper there to go through as you know, best teacher in the world. Might get a few parents requesting her class.
Our enrollment will keep going.
And enrollment will continue to grow for Windsor Public Schools. That is awesome. So our next guest is a good friend and our Commissioner of Education, who's certainly had an interesting start to his career as Commissioner of Education, but he's been extremely supportive of schools and certainly us here locally in Windsor. It's great to have him here today, Miguel Cardona. Miguel.
How exciting is this? I have to tell you, I'll be honest, being around kids, seeing kids with musical instruments, with pom-poms, that's what this is about. Let's give our students another round of applause. If you haven't figured it out yet, we are here to acknowledge Rochelle Brown as Connecticut's 2021 Teacher of the Year. And for the first time in Connecticut's history, we also have the 2021 Anne Marie Murphy Paraeducator of the Year in the same building, Miss Maria Sao. Congratulations. Now, Rochelle, I know you have many books, so I'm going to start with a popular story that you might have this book called Stone Soup. It's an old tale with many versions. It tells of a starving man who comes to a village, but no one there can spare a crumb of food for him. He puts a stone and water in a pot over fire. Intrigued, the villagers watch him as he begins to stir his soup. Eventually, one brings a couple of potatoes to add to the mix. Another has a few carrots. One person adds an onion. Another a handful of barley. A farmer donates some milk. Eventually, the stone soup becomes a tasty chowder. That tale illustrates the value of sharing, but it also reminds us that we're in this together, that we are a community. And teachers and paraeducators, you are such an important part of that community. and we're here to honor and celebrate you. Congratulations. What a proud moment for Windsor Public Schools and Pequannock School. 2 statewide honorees in the same year. As I said earlier, that's the first for Connecticut. Congratulations to Rochelle and Maria, the community, your families, and your students who are fortunate to have you as role models in their lives. Congratulations to Superintendent Cook and Principal Mihalko and Assistant Principal Bone for cultivating such all-stars in your schools. And also congratulations to the interim superintendent, Dr. Hill. Congratulations to you too. I want to especially congratulate Rochelle and Maria, who are so passionately committed to representation and equity in education. And speaking of that, I also want to acknowledge members of our State Department of Education talent team who are here, Dr. Shawana Tucker, Mr. Chris Todd, Sharon Fuller, and Dory Papa, who are here. They've helped organize this event and organize the selection process, so thank you for your work. We know that great educators have a positive impact on the lives of their students, and it goes well beyond the walls of the schoolhouse. The lasting impact is a result of practice grounded in relationships. I know Rochelle continues to keep in touch with and support many of her former students. You know, I heard last night, she was getting new students today. So she was here in the building last night until what, 8:30? 8:30 last night, getting ready for your new students today. That commitment is why you're being honored tonight. I heard you have a book collection that's really diverse, the most diverse book collection I heard in Connecticut. Your book collection represents the way you teach, right? It provides a window into other cultures, because I heard the books have a lot of diversity in it. Windows into other cultures and mirrors so that your students could see themselves in their books, right? That's fantastic. What is yours will be yours. And I know during the interview process, Maria shared that her greatest accomplishment is when former students tell her, "Thank you for believing in me. And thank you for helping me in school." As one of 13 siblings, you are representing your family exceptionally well today. And para mí es un orgullo poder presentarte esto hoy. Te felicito. You know, this honor today is not only to honor these wonderful educators, but also to honor the profession of teaching and of serving as a paraeducator. We congratulate you. You exemplify what we aspire all educators to be, and that's exactly why you were chosen to represent the profession in the entire state of Connecticut. Again, congratulations to you both.
Thank you, Dr. Cardona. That was great. Wow. So Windsor has a very rigorous Teacher of the Year process internal, and I think a great proof of that is how our teachers have gone on in the state process. And we've had teachers get to the finalist stage many, many times, and it's so great that Rochelle has now been able to get beyond that and be Teacher of the Year, so well deserved. And Maria, it's been a pleasure working with you for 11 years, and to watch you work and directly with students is just amazing, and I know that you've made such an impact. But as proof of our work with Teacher of the Year, we have 3 former Teachers of the Year right here with us for Windsor, and they all went on and did extremely well into the state process. Chris Todd, who's been introduced as being from the State Department of Ed. Chris, as we like to say, is on loan with the State Department of Ed, and to be returned at some point here. Kate Freeman, who has worked with the State Teacher of the Year process. There's one of our amazing teachers here in Windsor, and Jen Delsky, who is also a Teacher of the Year for Windsor. So just amazing. And so obviously none of this can happen without a supportive Board of Education, so it gives me great pleasure to bring up President Leonard Lockhart to share some words of advice from the Board of Education.
Ms. Brown, Ms. Sal, Mr. Governor, Mr. Commissioner, and Mr. Mayor, good morning, and everyone within the sound of my voice, good morning. On behalf of the Windsor Board of Education, it is my humble honor and pleasure to welcome you to Windsor Public Schools, where the mission of the school district is to develop the genius in every child and to create lifelong learners. This is a mission that we take very seriously as a Board of Education. That work is not possible without the stakeholders, which is the town, all the taxpayers, the parents, the children, and the board members. We have 4 board members with us today. They were previously introduced. Mr. David Fury, the Vice President, Mr. Brian Bosch, as well as Mr. James Bristis, and recognize those in their absence for everything that they do within the school district. It is not by accident that this award is happening to Windsor. We truly believe that we have the best educators in the state of Connecticut, and we say that with great humility and pride. We sow a lot into our educators as well as our parents and the town to educate our most precious resource, which is our children. So for it to happen in Windsor and then to happen in the same building, by all means, is not by accident. The previous principal, Ms. Tracy Peterson, has such an infectious, not control, but impact over this building that everybody buys into the concept of what we're doing here in Windsor Public Schools. The work that we're doing here in Windsor Public Schools, as I said, is not by accident. It's done by committed administrators, it's done by committed teachers, and it's done by committed paraprofessionals, it's done by committed janitors, it's done by every single employee of the district. We need each and every employee to create a conducive educational environment for our children. And under the leadership of Dr. Craig Cook and all under his leadership have done an extremely awesome job. So I salute each and every one of you today. In conclusion, this has been ordained, in my opinion, by God. You both have walked a journey that I truly can personally relate. I am married to an educator who started her career as a paraprofessional and then went on to become a teacher. She's part of the Montessori environment, but educators nonetheless. So it's with great humility and pride that I congratulate you on the Windsor Board of Education. This is not the end of your journey. This is now transitioning you from being an award winner to now mentoring those behind you with the understanding that we need to raise up future educators. And these children are looking to you, and possibly they're going to be a future teacher of the year or future paraeducator of the year come from this group out of Pequannock. So again, on behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations.
Thank you, President Lockhart. I'd ask our Mayor, Don Trinks, to come forward. Mayor Trinks is a huge supporter of Windsor Public Schools. He sometimes we will claim him as a product of Windsor Public Schools even. Other times we have denied that. But today I'll reserve that till after he's done with his remarks. Actually, how about that? Mayor Trinks.
I always like to say with pride that somebody's got to graduate 184th in their class. And you know what? That's me. So, Governor, thank you so much. Thank you for the environment that you are creating within the state of Connecticut of positivity. And when things are down and we hear you speak and we think, you know what, we are going to get through this and we are going to get through all of this together. I mean, some of us might have mask tan faces, but that's all right. It'll give us something to remember this by. Yeah. You don't think I was going to let you escape from this. You guys are amazing. Let's just take it as that. Amazing. And Commissioner Cardona, we were talking earlier about what a quinella we've got in Windsor. I mean, not just the Educator of the Year, Paraeducator of the Year, which is probably astronomically unusual, but to have them both from the same district, the same building, is extraordinary. And Dr. Hill, couldn't they get you a better seat? And, you know, we're going to start calling you the interim superintendent. You got to hold out for better stuff than that. So again, I just want to thank everybody that's been part of this, the whole community. We and the council are always proud to talk about our school system. And just by the way, a little lesson for everybody here. When the governor speaks during a crisis or time of emergency, which we are under, it's law. So it's official. You guys are the best in the world. Thank you all very much. We have the town council, and on behalf of the citizenry of the town of Windsor, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for those that made it happen, which is always your support system. And the students, and for the students that are here, hang in there. You guys can be mayor someday too. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mayor Trinks. Today we'll own you. All right. Thank you. So my last guest that I get to bring up with great pride is Principal Tracy Peterson, who was principal at the time of these awards. She is now the South Windsor Assistant Superintendent, and so we're very proud of Tracy, and I know she was as thrilled to hear the news today as anyone. So Tracy, please.
Good morning. I can't even begin to describe what a pleasure and an honor it is to stand before you today. I'm especially grateful that Craig insisted that I sing the school song. You can only imagine, quite honestly, what it's like to have 300 plus children in this room on a Friday afternoon singing about being the greatest school of all. And while I was principal here in Windsor, many administrators who will remain nameless today often teased me about going around the district declaring Pequannock the greatest school of all. And although I wish I could take credit for that school song or the greatness that is Pequannock, I cannot. I inherited, as now Mr. Mihalko and Ms. Bohm have, the greatest school of all. And when I joined the Pequannock family, it became quickly clear to me what that was about. It's more than just a mantra or a line in a school song. It was a commitment that every staff member, paraeducator, office personnel, custodian, tutor, cafeteria worker made, a commitment to give our greatest every day. In no two educators could the commitment to greatness be embodied than in Mrs. Maria Sau and Ms. Rochelle Brown. Their commitment extends to changing the life trajectory of the children with whom they work. They ensure through their commitment to greatness that the hopes and dreams of the families for their children are paved along the way right here in their path at Pequannock School. And so it seems quite fitting that the manifestation of the greatest school around are the two greatest educators Connecticut could ever have. Both educators who are champions for children, social justice, and equity. Queens among queens. And all of us are better for your commitment to that greatness. And so for that, I say thank you and congratulations. No better deserving educators could you find. Congratulations, ladies.
Now I'd like to call up Principal Jay Mihalko. Jay is new to Windsor this year. He's not new to the town. He's had lots of connections in the town throughout his life. But when we hired Jay and the board appointed him, we were very excited to have someone like Jay join us here at Pequannock School. And you know, he feels like he's really inherited a great school here, and he's going to take it to the next level. So thank you, Jay.
Boy, and I thought getting a new playground was a big deal. So it is my pleasure to bring up front both Teacher of the Year for Connecticut and the Anne Marie Murphy Paraeducator of the Year. Could I have Miss Brown come join me first up here? Miss Rochelle Brown is in love with teaching. She is an inspiration to students, staff, and families. Everyone that she encounters is better for the experience. We are so proud at Pequannock School to have such an incredible educator that teaches from the heart and loves every child for his or her own unique gifts. Miss Al, can you please come join us over here? Miss Maria Sal respects, cares for, supports, and empowers every student that she works with as if they were her own child. She sees the best in every child, and with encouragement and compassion, she motivates her students to achieve. We are blessed at Pequannock School to have a paraeducator that connects with students in the way that Miss Sal does with all of her heart. At this time, I would like to invite Miss Brown to come up and speak. Please give her a big round of applause, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. To our distinguished guests, I say welcome and thank you for being here today. Governor Lamont, Commissioner Cardona, Mayor Trinks, Dr. Cook, Dr. Oliver, Dr. Hill, Mrs. Peterson, Neville, Winifred, and Garfield Brown, my family. I am beyond honored to be standing here before you today at this very moment as Connecticut's 2021 Teacher of the Year. This is truly not something that I envisioned for myself, and it is such an incredible honor, an experience that I will never, ever forget. Being an educator is not a career that you enter into by chance. For me, and I would guess for many of my colleagues, there's a deeply rooted feeling that is driven by a natural inclination to nurture and a genuine concern for the well-being of others, namely children and young people. While we are not perfect, we strive daily to awaken the best within those who sit before us each day. We help them, excuse me for a moment. May I have a tissue, please? Thank you so much. We help them to realize the greatness and potential within themselves. This is our gift. I say to my fellow educators, keep sharing that gift. Know that even on the toughest days, what you are doing will have a lasting impact on your students. Through this role, I hope to spread my message of the importance of equitable experiences for all students, forging lasting connections, and of course, my love of books. I will continue to do what I was born to do. I would like to extend my most sincere thanks to all of those who have helped me along this journey. Mrs. Peterson, thank you for your leadership and your countless words of encouragement over the years. I heard and took every single word to heart. Dr. Cook, Dr. Oliver, and Dr. Hill, thank you for your leadership and dedication to this district. Your unwavering support of the teachers of Windsor Public Schools, including myself, has never gone unnoticed. A huge thank you to my colleagues and friends here at Pequannock and beyond. I truly appreciate every one of you. You truly make this such a wonderful place to come to each and every day. I'm especially thankful for some very special people who have helped me along the way. Kristen, Lori, Nancy, Christina, Jen, and Selma, Kiva, Kathleen, Dahlia, Dr. Aaron Corbett, board members, Mr. Leonard Lockhart, and Mr. David Fury, and the amazing kindergarten team. Mr. Mihalko and Mrs. Boehm, I thank you for all that you've done in support of me and our school.
And to my students, past and present, and families, thank you. I am so humbled and grateful, but never. And I thank you, my family. Last but certainly not least, my parents and brother are here today. I thank you for your love, encouragement, and your unceasing belief in me. I love you all, and I will do my best to make Pequannock, Windsor, and the state of Connecticut proud. Thank you so much.
And now, please welcome Miss Sal.
Good morning, everyone. I am honored as a paraeducator in Windsor Public School to receive the State of Connecticut Paraeducator of the Year Award in honor of Anne Marie Murphy, a paraeducator who lost her life during the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. I have worked for Windsor Public School for 21 years. I am very passionate, nurturing, and love what I do. I'm a one-to-one paraeducator working with special needs students. Having the students mainstream in a regular classroom setting teaches them and other students how to interact with each other. My first experience working as a paraeducator was in a Catholic school. I took the initiative to start an after-school program. I made sure that the students worked hard on their homework before doing any activities I had planned for the day. Since mid-March 2020, the impact of COVID-19 has changed our responsibility for the 2020-21 school year. Now that we're in a hybrid model, I have to make 2 videos a day, and my supervisors connect it to the work that I send through Seesaw. I also make some binders with work to send home to my students. My student has a communication log that we send home every day so we can tell his parents that what he has done throughout the day. As a paraeducator, we have to be flexible and support the responsibility of the classroom teachers. We really have to be extra observant in making sure our students don't fall behind. We are all in this together. We have to be strong for our students and their families. Paraeducators in Connecticut, don't give up. Our students listen to us. We need to keep trying to teach them and meet their needs. We are living history with everything that's going on. We can help our students succeed. We can do it. I'm going to translate this in Spanish now. Buenos días a todos. Me siento honrada como paraeducadora en la Escuela Pública de Windsor a recibir el primer premio de paraeducadora del año del estado de Connecticut en honor a Anne Marie Murphy, una paraeducadora que perdió la vida durante la tragedia en Sandy Hook Escuela Primaria en 2006. He trabajado para la Escuela Pública de Windsor durante 21 años. Soy muy apasionada por la crianza y amo lo que hago. Soy una paraeducadora trabajando con estudiantes con necesidades especiales. Hace que los estudiantes se intriguen en un salón de clases regular, le enseña a ellos y otros estudiantes cómo interactuar entre sí. Mi primera experiencia trabajando como paraeducadora fue en una escuela católica. Tomé la iniciativa de comenzar un programa extracurricular. Me aseguré de que los estudiantes trabajaran en su tarea antes de realizar cualquiera de las actividades que había planeado para el día. Desde mediados de marzo de 2020, el impacto de COVID-19 ha cambiado nuestras responsabilidades para enseñar años escolar 2020-21. Ahora que estamos en un modelo híbrido, tengo que hacer 2 videos al día y mi supervisora lo conecta al trabajo que envía a través de Seesaw. También preparé algunas carpetas con el trabajo para enviar a su casa. Mis estudiantes tienen un registro de comunicación que enviamos a casas todos los días para que podamos decirle a sus padres lo que ha hecho durante el día. Como paraeducadores, tenemos que ser flexibles y apoyar las responsabilidades de maestro de salón de clase. Realmente tenemos que ser más observadores para asegurarnos de que nuestros estudiantes no se queden atrás. Estamos todos juntos en esto. Tenemos que ser fuertes para nuestros estudiantes y sus familias. Para mis compañeros paraeducadores en Connecticut, no se rindan. Nuestros alumnos nos escuchan. Debemos seguir intentando enseñarles y satisfacer sus necesidades. Estamos viviendo en una historia con todo lo que está pasando. Podemos ayudar a nuestros estudiantes a tener éxitos. Podemos hacerlo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the support. And I will never forget what a student always told me, make me a believer. Hazme un creyente. Gracias.
Thank you, and congratulations again to both of you. At this time, we'd like to welcome Interim Superintendent Dr. Terrell Hill for closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Governor Lamont, Commissioner Cardona, all our distinguished guests. I have the honor of giving the closing remarks, but I have to say, first and foremost, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. It's Aristotle. And when I look at Ms. Sal and I look at Ms. Brown, that's what I think of excellence. Even more so, I think of the excellence that's here in Windsor. And this is our opportunity on a big stage for people to see what's going on in the town. And I'm glad. I'm glad to see the cameras. I'm glad to see so many people here, because this is everyday Windsor. These are amazing people who represent more amazing people in this district. And I look forward to you guys seeing more and more of the excellence that is Windsor. And again, congratulations, Ms. Brown. Congratulations, Ms. Sal. And thank you all for joining us this morning.